Oh, well, I've started recording now. I hit that by mistake. I was just putting it in the holder.
We may as well just carry on. What do you think?
Classic, isn't it? It's such smooth editing. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, everybody on planet Earth, wherever you are. I hope you're doing well and a lot better than poor Nicola Bulley's family, who... that's awful for them, isn't it? This video has got her name in the title, but that is only to discuss... the criticism that the police have come under, that the press have come under, and that TikTokers have come under, and members of the public. I'll just turn that TV off if that's all right, Graham, because it's a bit off-putting. I never thought I'd hear myself say this, but I'd like to say a few words in defence of that police force, because they are coming under criticism. And as a lot of you know, Graham and I have a lot of experience working with the police.
We know a lot about, we've never been in the police, but we know a lot about how the police work, having been on the receiving end a few times. But we don't know exactly how they work 100%, but we've got a lot more idea than most people.
Yeah.
And from what we've seen in this investigation, lots of flags have gone up. And I'm not going to say what I think, because... You know, it's an ongoing investigation.
Not flags against the police.
No. But, I mean, look at it this way. A woman goes missing 3 weeks ago. Okay, and the police, right from the start, I don't know what made them think that she was in the river to begin with. Okay, but they did think she was in the river to begin with. They concentrated their whole investigation on searching the river. And it's not very wide. It's not very deep.
Oh, I think it is quite wide at points.
And... well, it gets wider towards the sea, obviously. And they've spent 3 weeks searching for her in the river, and then she's turned up less than a mile away downstream.
Well,
so
we're not here to speculate. We're not here to speculate
on first thoughts, you would think...
Well, everyone can draw their own conclusions, but...
Well...
I don't really want to speculate.
I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to speculate.
Just
okay?
for the sake of the family.
Because that's not what I want to talk about in this video. But what I want to say is this. The police have trawled that river, okay, for 3 weeks. They didn't find anything. And then, yesterday, or it was yesterday, wasn't it? They found this body less than a mile away. So that suggests that the police just have been somewhat inept. And I don't believe that's the case. I don't believe that's the case at all. And that's all I'm going to say on the matter. Because I think it's best left at that point.
Well, yeah, nobody wants to hamper what the police are doing.
No.
But the fact that it's quite interesting, I'm more interested in watching how the media are dealing with it, how the police are dealing with it.
Yeah.
And also they are bringing in like retired chief supers and stuff to put their two pennies in.
Everybody in.
And it seems to me that a massive blame game is going on at the moment. And I don't think that's a good thing. For a start, it's far too early. Secondly, I don't believe the police are inept. I've seen how police operate in the past.
They're not inept, trust me.
This will be a massive investigation with a lot of police officers working in the background, and there will be so much that they can't say. And that will be really frustrating for them. But... which we shouldn't elaborate on. Ultimately, I suppose, as a force, they don't really care what the public think at the moment when they're in the thick of trying to get to the bottom of something. Obviously, as human beings, that's going to get to them. But then there's people criticising TikTokers, people criticising the media, and I don't think anybody should be criticised at this point. This is something that's unfolding. Now, just to give some example of how Graham and I are a little bit more familiar with the way the police work, when I was on the run and we were living in Holland, one of the newspapers said, and this was early on, I was on the run for 2 years, one of the newspapers, I think it was the Mirror, ran with a headline and said the police know exactly where Fiona is, and they are going to, the police are going to kick her door in at her hideout on this Friday. And I think it panicked you quite a bit to see that. I can't say it made me feel entirely comfortable.
It concerned me somewhat.
But I said to Graham, I sort of laughed it off and I said, don't be ridiculous. If the police had any idea where I was, the last thing they do is put it on the front page of the Mirror. And I was right. Friday came and went. No police officers came. We didn't move. We didn't change habits. Now, fast forward 2 years, I was still on the run, and we were in Spain at that stage, and I think it was the Mirror again, or it could have been the Daily Mail, went with the headline, "Police haven't got a clue where Fiona is." And
That's when you panic.
I said to Graham, "Oh my God, they know exactly where I am." And they did.
Yeah.
And he said to me, "What do you want to do? Do you want to run or stay?" And I said, "I'm going to stay. Let them come. Let them come. Let's get this over with." So that's rather beside the point of this particular story with Nicola that's going on.
What she's saying, you can read between the lines.
Yeah.
What's being said.
And and I can sort of see where I think the police are coming from with this, and they will be exploring every possibility. Every possibility. They've been quite emphatic that she went in the river. They never discounted other possibilities, but they said they were mostly certain she'd gone in the river. And I find that a very unusual thing for them to have committed themselves to. And equally, they've come under criticism for releasing information saying that she was vulnerable, menopause, alcohol and all that. Because to look at her in a photograph, never knew her. She doesn't look to me like someone who has an alcohol problem. Take it from a pisshead. I don't see it that. It was early in the morning, she dropped her kids off at school. No. And there will be reasons behind why the police said that. And they didn't say that to be nasty. And again, I don't want to speculate, but in my own mind, I think I see where they're coming from on this.
Yeah.
So, police officers, I will criticise police quite often.
When they deserve it.
Yeah, but in these circumstances, I think they deserve a lot more full support, and for people to just step back a bit, and I'm pretty certain they will get to the bottom of it. They usually do with murder investigations. Well, not always, but...
Well, they haven't even suggested it's a murder.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that.
This is...
Or dead people. You know, when somebody dies... That's what I meant. I've been watching Columbo all afternoon, so that's why I'm into thinking of murder.
All they did today was confirm that it's her.
Yeah.
I mean, they had the body for 30 hours. It took them 30 hours to confirm.
No, it took them 30 hours to confirm to us, the public. That's not necessary.
To the public.
Perhaps they confirmed with the family earlier.
Yeah. And all they've said is it's now in the hands of the coroner's department.
Well, perhaps they wanted to give the family some breathing space.
Yeah.
And that's why they didn't confirm publicly.
But I think there's a lot more to this than...
I think there is as well.
What we know so far. And they've condemned people for speculating.
Yes.
How dare you speculate? How dare Mrs. Sprocket in her kitchen speculate on the internet? It was one of the Sky News or someone, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Sky got criticised. And Sky were there. I saw Kay Burley yesterday live outside the church at St Michael's, walking over the bridge, looking at the flowers, being all concerned. And so she can't say to us, how dare you go there and make videos and be concerned and speculate? Because I think speculation is quite normal for people to do. People are into crime shows, murder mysteries, all these, they're massively in. You present a case. Now, I don't know why this particular case got so much media attention, because people go missing all the time.
Yeah, and it's terrible. They don't get the attention that it
Why
deserves.
did this particular case get so much attention so soon?
Why did Madeleine McCann's case get so much attention when Ben Needham had gone missing?
Loads of people go missing all the time.
Little boy, wasn't it in Greece or Turkey or something? Only a couple of years before, he didn't get anywhere near the... Who knows? But you're quite right. The way it's come across to me in the media today is as if we're all being told off. I mean, I haven't covered this story at all before, or Graham. I don't think you have you?
Briefly, yes, I have on my channel.
But they're being very critical, like, oh, naughty public, you must let the media tell you what to do.
And they say to the media, don't get in our way with the police.
Yeah.
The police are investigating this, we know what we're doing.
I mean, people turning up at the scene and digging holes and stuff, that's a bit weird and a bit over the top.
And people have been kicking in doors, haven't they? And deserted properties and things, but they're looking for her.
Oh, have
you know, I mean, in a way, that's a good thing, isn't it?
I would imagine that might hamper the police, actually.
I can see it being illegal, and the police can't do that, but I mean,
yes.
Burglars can. If there's a deserted property there, let's kick the door, let's go look, see if Nicola's in there.
I personally haven't seen any TikTokers. I haven't been on TikTok for months, but I haven't seen any TikTokers.
They've been really scathing of TikTokers, haven't they?
But yes, they have. They have. And I was sort of waiting for them to come up with YouTubers, because there are excellent YouTubers out there who do investigations and who have helped. So it's all a little bit like they're trying to use this to seize back control from, say, citizen journalists on the internet. Oh no, you're not allowed to do that. Your behaviour's hampered the police and blah, blah, blah.
But they'll say to you, how dare you, Mrs. Sprocket, from your kitchen,
have an opinion.
Have an opinion about this when you've never even been there. But if you go there, then you get accused of getting in the way. And yet they're there with all their TV cameras, aren't they? Filming the flowers. Oh, look, it's brilliant.
But then the family themselves had a spokesman, and they were criticising, I think, ITV and Sky News. Well, let's look at it the other way. Imagine if nobody had been interested, nobody would help. Any of you been out there with a horrible problem, not necessarily this type of problem, and you're just desperate? Can somebody help? Can somebody look? I'm not saying the family's lucky, but that is what you want when you're looking for somebody. You want everybody to join in and help the search, don't you, for sure? I don't think Sky News is in the wrong. I don't think ITV is in the wrong. I don't think the police are in the wrong, and I certainly don't think TikTokers or anybody discussing possibilities, I don't think they're in the wrong, and it's far too early.
I have seen videos though. You got those body language guys. That's the one with the 4 pictures on the screen. And they had the husband. They had the husband up, and they were like giving him the 3rd degree of body language. I thought that was a bit out of order, but you can't stop people from discussing things. If you throw something out there in the media, people are going to talk about it, and you can't expect them not to talk about it.
It is an element of free speech, yes, it is. And I mean, that is something people do. For example, a lot of us in the Megxit community were criticised for a long time for daring to scrutinise Meghan and what's going on there. But, you know, it turns out, doesn't it, that we were right about a lot of stuff.
There's a lot more to this case, I think. That's my gut feeling on it, and that's only my opinion, nothing else, okay? Yeah. My gut feeling is there's a lot more to this case than we are aware of.
I see a lot of arrogance on the television from these... there was a particular one, I don't know who he is, some retired chief super. I thought he came across as quite arrogant about it. Oh, TikTokers, press, you know.
But the police are investigating it, aren't they?
Yeah.
So why can't anyone else investigate it? It's a free world, supposed to be, isn't it?
And there are some YouTubers that my daughter watches, and they have actually found missing people. Unfortunately,
in
not
lakes
alive.
And things in America, they dive, don't they? And find cars with people and think the police gave up.
And then there's the diver guy as well. He's getting it in the neck, isn't he?
Yeah, but
and everybody's jumping on it, giving their opinion, and I say it's far too early, and I'm sure a lot more will come to light. I saw someone,
because he's the expert with the sonar, isn't he, the side scan sonar, and he'd been up and down the river and said she's definitely not there, and then she's found in the weeds, and then someone said he'd put a thing on Facebook saying, oh, we didn't look.
My main reason for doing this was to defend that police force and say they're not stupid, and I don't think that they're as inept as everybody's making out. Maybe they will turn out to be, and if they do, then they're going to get a lot of shit.
Of course they are.
But my instinct is they're on the ball, and
they searched that river. She wasn't there, and now she is.
I wouldn't imagine she was. No, I wouldn't imagine she was.
That's what I think.
But I don't know how far up. I don't want to get into the grim things because her family is out there.
There's a weir. It is a tidal river, but there is a weir.
Let's try not get into.
I don't know. I'm no expert on the subject. I'm just like you and me. I'm just thinking about it, looking at it, and thinking, well, what do you think? What do you think? That would be really cool.
Yes.
If you could tell
us.
What
do you think?
What you think? Because your opinion counts. Don't be told off.
No,
okay, your opinion really does count.
Us plebs that need
she could have run away with the milkman for all we know. We don't know shit, do we?
Well, I was thinking that because she was so attractive. I was thinking that, hoping she'd turn up and had run off with somebody. That was my thought, because she was very attractive. And was she 45? For 45, boy, she looked really 45, young. Yeah. Very clear skin, not like mine. And,
I'd have put her in her 30s.
I wouldn't have had her down as, no, not at all.
Menopausal, she didn't look old enough.
I mean, from taking the kids to school, if I saw another mum who looked clean living like her, that was what I would think. Oh, there's a clean living parent.
Clean living non-drinkers like us.
Yeah, there's a good example. to our children. we were glowing examples for our children, I'm sure.
Well, speak for yourself. I am pious and non-drinker.
Graham the pious.
This is the first beer I've had this month.
Mm.
It is actually. No, it's not. I had a Guinness.
And it's not the first of the month, no.
I had a Guinness about half a week ago, 1 can.
Yeah.
I don't drink a lot. Honestly, I don't. I know you think I do, but I don't. So there.
And I hardly touch the stuff. Yes,
She's
the
on the
spaghetti
tea, look,
bolognese will be ready soon.
She's on the tea.
Soon. Anyway, thoughts, opinions, as always. Thank you very much for listening.